Welcome back, everyone, to Hanging with the Hoopers podcast. Tim and Andrew Hooper, your host, where we believe the attitude of leadership is everything.
That's right. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're glad to be here for another episode.
And, man, today we're going to talk about some discipline, some hard, some tough, some lonely, some focus over fancy and flair.
Yep. I think it's easy to jump on a bandwagon, especially when we're trying to effect change.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking for, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, everyone's always looking for an easy button of some kind to affect change in their organization. And having discipline and going the lonely path to really affect change, which is what it takes, is really the only way that you're going to create some sort of sustained result.
Right.
And while an easy might work for a short period, consistency is the name of the game.
Right.
Discipline to those consistent behaviors are the name of the game. So you had a quote from a good friend of yours you wanted to share.
Yeah, it was Chris Connors. Shout out to you, man, from the Emotionally Intelligent Leader. Great book. But he posted a Sarah Blakely quote, actually, and he said that Sarah had influenced him early on, and it was one of her mug shots, right?
Yeah.
You know her mug shots,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Mug up to the mouth.
Yep, mug up to the mouth, one of her mug shots. And so, but she had said, when you're getting your stuff together, right? Stuff. When you're getting when you're getting your, well, I want my kids to listen to the show, so they always see me on YouTube. They're like, "There's Daddy." They listen to the show, so I try to keep it on.
Thanks for the 3 views, kids.
G-rated here. So when you're getting your stuff together, it often gets lonely.
Yeah.
And she said, go for growth over the crowd, right? Lonely's okay.
Yeah.
When you're getting your stuff together, it oftentimes gets lonely. The hard work of getting your life together, getting growth in your life to happen, getting growth in your company to happen, the hard work oftentimes disinterests people, okay? Henry Ford said it best, when all is said and done, more is said than done. So think about that in your life right now. Think about it in your company right now. And this is going to be a very short podcast today. We just want to say, don't go for the flair and the fancy and all the distraction of the crowd and the parties and all the stuff that really doesn't get stuff done in your life.
That's right. And I love it. The stuff.
It's going to be my new word.
Stuff. It's clean. I like it. It's good. So I will say that we've had this conversation a lot because we've talked about doing quite a few things.
Yes.
Thankfully, we've executed and we've acted on quite a few of those things. But you can get lost in the flair, and if there's no substance, the flair is not bad if it's grounded in substance, right? So in this industry, there is a certain level of event you need to do. There's a certain level of flair you need to bring to the table to win business. And in most businesses, there's a certain level of that. But if that's all it is, if you have this big, grandiose, we're going to make all your problems go away value prop, and then the rubber meets the road, you get your first deal, and there's no substance behind it, you've lost the customer, right? And you got to go repeat that. And it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, right? You use the flair to get new customers, and at the end of the day, they're not sticking. There's nothing back of it. And so it's a good hard look when we're going out and we're creating something new, or we're creating a new us. You said our personal lives too. Like we have goals, we have things we're constantly evolving. Is it something we just put out there on social media and like make it this big thing that we're doing, or are we doing the hard work behind the scenes?
Yeah.
And sometimes I guess I've gone both ways on it. It probably depends what it is. There's some things I don't like to post a lot about because it's more of the personal journey. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's other things I've done for a while, and then you post about it once or twice. And then there's some things you do that you're posting about all the time.
Right.
But I think sometimes we get lost in that. It's like, are we doing it for the quote unquote, are we doing it for the gram?
Right.
Or are we doing it for the flair, the pomp and circumstance, or we're writing that big check to that organization just for the shout out. You know what I mean? Like, what's the why behind what we do? Like, why are we
I
actually
asked somebody
grinding?
recently, I said, what would your life look like if someone else did all your social media for you?
Yeah.
Because they were worried about content. I got to stay relevant. I got to stay relevant. Tim. I got to stay relevant. I'm like, what would it look like for you in life if someone did your social media for you? They just hadn't ever thought about that. I'm like, the really wealthy people in this world, they're not even on Like somebody else does all their marketing for them.
Yeah.
They just figured out how to make a machine that earns money, that provides value to a consumer, earns money, and they
Right.
pay a whole department for this stuff.
Right.
It was just a concept that they hadn't thought about. They thought in order to grow their business, and trust me, this guy's an entrepreneur. I've been in that boat. I had my book launch. I wanted it all over, plastered all over everything. Because again, there's the herd effect. People, I got to have them too, and all that. Listen,
Well,
if
there's
you're in
also
sales,
substance behind
yeah,
that.
and if you're in sales, shout out to your customers, be active, showcase where you're at. That's your life, and stay present. And social media is a great way to stay top of mind. But unfortunately, here's what happens: we go home, we have the follow up from the event, the 300 people that attended. By the way, if you haven't had 300 people at your event recently, you need to contact us because we can teach you how to do that. But
Boom.
Boom, truth bomb. No flair there, Andrew. Just hard work. Using the phone call. But anyway, so did I just give secrets away on the air? Oh no, it's hard work. Nobody will do it. All right, so anyway, focus. So
WTF,
fun.
Tim?
Just ate lunch, having fun.
Where's the focus?
My blood's in my belly. Where I'm going with that though is you get behind the computer to do the actual follow up.
Right.
And ding ding, your Facebook notification goes off. Your LinkedIn notification, and before long, you pick that up. Or you go, I need that social. I need that social. I need that phone number to get for this. So you're filling out. You go to get the phone number out of your text, and boom, you see the notification. Before long, 30 minutes of distractedness on applications. Again, all fancy, all glitz, all flair, all people commenting, all good stuff. Oh, it's my client that you just saw, by the way, and spent plenty of time with. She's commenting on your post, and so then all of a sudden now you're having another conversation with her, whatever, right then and there. You're not time blocked. You're not focused. It's flair. It's flashy. It's easy. It's accessible, and you didn't get the real work done of the follow-up, of the implementation, of the hard work, of scratching your head and saying, who internally do I need to actually reach out to make this change happen for my customer? And before long, a day goes by, then a week, and then now you're procrastinating because now you've forgotten. It's not fresh. You didn't get it done. And before long, sales reps get a bad rap of not following up.
Can I get an amen?
Was there some applause on that one? I'm just
I
kidding.
don't know. Probably.
I think Miguel did hit the button. I think I looked over there and saw him hit the button.
I love it. But it's true. There's a lot of distractions, and I think when you go for the flair, it's easy to get caught up in a lot of these distractions that make it seem like you're doing the hard work it takes to grow, and maybe you're doing both, right? You were talking about the tortoise and the hare, and I'm going to share this because
you're funny.
I was talking to Tim, and I was going to get all bashful over there, but any of you who know Tim, you know he's going 100 miles an hour all the time. We're always talking about the tortoise beats the hare. I'm like, except when the tortoise is Tim and has a hare-like pace.
No, it's bad.
Good luck
it's
being
bad.
the regular
No,
tortoise.
I'd just rather be
beating
the
it.
tortoise. And there's something to be said for moving too fast. And I've had to learn to slow down.
Listen,
Focus
you
on the
do
real
you got to keep doing what you do.
work.
That makes you special, right? And then I'm saying that as a colleague more than a brother, because we fight more as brothers than we do as colleagues,
man,
probably.
it's tough
At the end of the day,
sometimes.
right? So think
good.
about that though. Like plod forward. The tortoise steps aren't the ones that are going to get you noticed, but they're probably the ones that are going to help you grow. I have to challenge myself constantly. Some of the things you're talking about, I'm sitting here getting convicted because it's easy to get caught up in the flash, in the flare. So that needs to be a byproduct of the great work you're already doing. You might want to showcase the great work you're doing, and it's important to do that.
And just like anything else.
But
Yeah.
how many people do we talk to? They want the flair, they want the panache, they want the big event with 300
Sure.
people, but they don't understand or they aren't willing to put in the grind that it takes to get
the
to that point.
lonely grind.
The till 10 o'clock at night,
The all by
the
yourself.
overnights, the 4 in the mornings,
hard work when no
right.
one's working. Somebody said work hard in silence and let success make the noise. I think
love
we've
that.
mentioned this before when we talked about discipline. I don't want to dig deep in Ryan Holiday's book. We'll probably do a whole book dive after we finish this up.
a really
you and I
good
are
one.
reading it right now and holding each other accountable. But discipline is destiny, and part of it is just so many of the greats, if you study their life, the ones who left significance, actually did something for this world, they had a lot of alone time. They had a lot of loneliness. They had a lot of getting by themselves and actually creating something, making something work.
Right.
So just understand that in your calendar, you need to have some time blocks of alone, focused, get work done, turn everything else off, set boundaries so that you're not just tempted or distracted by this is not your social media time. This is turn it off. No connection with the outside world. You're getting something done for the outside world or for
Right.
yourself for that matter. But we all have to realize that focus will actually lead to significance and to actually creating something, whereas sometimes the flair and all that promises success, or we feel successful because, man, we got all those likes on the post, and you know what? No one remembered that post next week. It didn't create anything for the common good of mankind.
Wow. I think that might be a good place to end it.
That's perfect.
At the end of the day, short, sweet, to the point.
Tortoise. I'm
Tortoise
challenged.
versus
You
hare.
challenged me in this one.
Discipline.
Hair like pace is not good. You miss things.
Hey,
And when you have 4 kids at home, growing up fast, my youngest is turning a digit that I'd never thought my youngest would be this week. And you're turning a digit this week, by the way. Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
Not to date this podcast, but we didn't give any dates out, just so you know.
few gray hairs.
Kept it
wiser.
evergreen. But anyway, yes, several gray hairs over there. I'm envious. It's looking good.
Thank you.
George Clooney look. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, you know what? I'm challenged because when you're moving too fast, you miss things. So slow down. Focus over flair.
WTF? Where's the focus?
WTF.
We'll see y'all next time.
WFG.
Take care.
See you guys.